Thank you so much, Michael, for joining me here on ECHE Music TV.
I'm so glad to be here.
I met you at the CD Baby DIY conference last year, and you kind of gave me a little bit of information about bots, and so I wanted to bring you on, I guess, in advance of the next conference to talk about what are messenger bots and why artists should be using them.
Great. Okay, yeah, we'll be back at the DIY musician conference in Nashville in just a couple weeks, August 24th, I think. So let's see. So I'll give you a little bit of information about my background and how we got the company started and what messenger bots are and what they can do for emerging and independent artists, as well as some of the most established artists in the world are using our products now.
Absolutely.
So I personally, I was an independent traveling musician for 25 years, believe it or not. The time just flew by. And so in my role in the independent band, we also had a little record company where we produced a number of other bands. And I found myself doing booking and inventory and logistics and all kinds of different things, including playing the shows for 25 years and trying desperately to market the band and so forth. And we would always have the experience where, we would, well, back in the day, we'd send out a postcard to everyone on our mailing list. And then when technology came along and somebody said we should have a website, we started posting everything on our website. And then we had an email address and we started sending out emails. And, time moved on and suddenly we would post things on social media, and then we would have an app, and then we would tweet. Well, then we would get an email from someone who would say, hey guys, when are you coming to Milwaukee? And the answer would invariably be something like, last Friday night we were in Milwaukee. People say, oh, I wish I'd known. Well, let's see, we posted it on our website, we sent out a postcard, we tweeted, we posted on Facebook, we did everything we could possibly think of to do. Right. And yet the very people who we wanted to know about our concert didn't know about it. And this is a particularly acute problem for independent and emerging artists, because
it really is.
If you're an established artist, let's say you're Blake Shelton or Tim McGraw, you just buy a billboard and everybody knows you're coming to the stadium or the arena or that kind of thing. So if you miss a few people, it's okay, because you're already going to sell out your show. When you're an emerging artist, and there are maybe 10,000 people in the entire country who are interested in your music and your record and coming to your shows, it's imperative that you reach 100% of your fans with every message.
Absolutely.
And that's where Facebook Messenger comes in. Now, when I'm talking about this, I'm talking about Facebook Messenger purely because it's the most popular messaging platform. Our company, Stashimi, builds bots on multiple platforms. We can build bots for Telegram and Kik and Line and Slack and so forth. And we also make skills for smart speakers like Alexa. But right now, 1.4 billion people are using Facebook Messenger every month. More people are using Facebook Messenger than are using Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram combined.
Wow.
We also find that people using Facebook Messenger kind of transcend demographic boundaries. So, seniors in high school and senior citizens are using Messenger to communicate with their friends. So what a Messenger bot does is it enables you to reach your entire fan base with messages accurately, reliably, and effectively. So let's say you have 1,000 people on your email list. You send them an email and you get an open rate. Let's say 200 people open that, 20% open rate. And of the 200 people who open it, I don't know, 50 or so of them click through to your content.
Right.
So you think you're reaching 1,000 people, but really only 50 people ever engage with your content.
Absolutely.
When we send a message using Messenger through the automation of a bot, a chat bot, we have open rates in excess of 90%. And click-through rates are average around 50%, but are sometimes as high as 70 and 80%. Right
Oh,
now,
that's awesome.
it's completely shocking. It's there's really sort of, there's nothing like it right now. It's this golden moment for Messenger. So in the current environment, a fan, in order to follow their favorite artist, has to juggle multiple apps. They have an app for watching videos, an app for streaming music, an app for buying tickets, an app for looking at social posts. Pretty soon you have 9 apps that you're juggling just to follow your favorite artist.
Mm-hmm.
An artist can say, check my website, and then all the links are there. But of course, you know how it is. You play a concert, people like it. You come back next year, and people say, oh, I love your music. All year I was going to check your website. You know what I mean? Oh, right?
They have to remember to go there.
Exactly. Like nobody wakes up in the morning and says, here's my list of things to do today. Check to see if any of my favorite bands are doing anything.
Right.
So having a website is a little bit like having a store where people come in and you can watch them come into the store. You can watch everything they do, but you can never talk to them. Later, based on what you've watched them do, you can rearrange the things in your store, but you can only watch them. Having a messenger bot is like having a store where when your customers come in, somebody says, how you doing today? What can I help you with? Right. And then as your messenger bot becomes smarter, your customers come in and the person says, oh, hey, I'm glad you came because we're playing in Milwaukee next week, because the bot knows that you live in Milwaukee, kind of thing. Right. So it's this extraordinarily effective tool for communication right now. I know I'm going on and on. I do want to give you time to ask some questions. It's just that I'm so excited about it. It's like it's 1996 and we're building websites, which I remember. I was in a band in the 90s, and these kids came to us and they said, hey guys, we're going to graduate from college in May and we're going to start a company building websites. It's probably 1996, give or take. They said, we'd like to build you guys a website and we'll use it as a calling card for our company. Mm-hmm. He said, sure, that's great. We like these guys. They were really nice college students, came to all our concerts. Great, sounds good. And later, my bandmates and I, we looked at each other, we thought, what's a website? Why would we need one? Why would a band? And the guys from the company, they said, oh man, everybody's going to have one someday. Okay, guys, we thought, yeah, great.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Exactly. And that's how it feels right now with messaging. When I'm on my way to the office in the morning, I'm listening to, and I'm kind of being in the music business. Of course, I never listen to music on the radio anymore. I just listen to, talk radio. So I'm listening to National Public Radio on the way to work. Mm-hmm. 10 years ago, they would say, and check us out on npr.org. And, 5 years ago or so, they would say, follow us on Facebook or contact us at, they give their name, their Twitter handle. Now, they don't even say that. They just say, tell your smart speaker to play All Things Considered.
Right.
So the whole world is shifting toward messenger and smart speaker. And they're searching things by using their voice. And when they want to find out information, they look to text and go on Messenger. Okay? If you could see me, I'm making this. So it's super exciting because it's such a powerful tool. And I would love to talk specifically about how I really, truly believe it will serve independent artists, because people always ask, they say, sure, okay, you guys can build bots for, Megadeth and Blake Shelton and Guns N' Roses and Kelly Clarkson and Zed. But how can it serve an independent emerging artist?
Well, that's a great question. So we've run out of time for our first segment. So we're going to take a break and we're going to come back and we're going to talk about that.
Okay, perfect. Sounds great.
Are you a Christian artist who has recorded at least a single, but not sure where to go from here? Are you looking for performance opportunities, but not sure where to start? Hi, I'm Simone Henry, the founder of ECHE Music, and I've set aside time in my schedule to speak specifically to your needs. Schedule a call with me now at echemusic.com/MMA. That's ECHE music.com/MMA. I'm looking forward to talking with you. All right, we're back with Michael of Sashimi, is that the name of the company?
Stashimi, yeah.
Stashimi. I
Yeah,
think when I
exactly.
met you last year, it was Bot One.
Well, okay, so that's interesting. So Stashimi is our corporation, but
Okay.
Bot One is our product.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about how the DIY independent artists
Yeah.
can use bots
hmm hmm
to reach their audience.
Yeah. Well, as we were talking in the last segment about how it's very important for independent and emerging artists to be able to contact all their fans. Even perhaps more importantly, it's important to be able to reach the people who've seen you perform. So I'm sure that your listeners can relate to the situation where you're playing a concert, it's going really great, a lot of people are walking by, and you just wish that, or people are at the show sitting in seats kind of thing.
Mhm.
But on the stage, you don't really know who those people are. You don't know their names, you don't know their email address, you don't know anything about them. Now, maybe you know one of the fans, but that fan brought a couple of friends.
Right.
And those friends come and they say, wow, hey, if I'd known this concert was going to be so good, I would have brought some more friends. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
And
That
they want
happens
to
all the
stay
time.
exactly. And they want to stay in touch. And you want to stay in touch with them, but you have no way of reaching them. So what do? You put a notebook. Well, you could say, hey, everybody, check my website. Hey, everybody, follow me on Facebook.
Right. But
But,
that's not guaranteed.
exactly right. It's not guaranteed.
Mhm.
So you put a notebook in the lobby of the venue. Or if it's a coffee house, you have it on a table where your merch is set up. You say, hey, give me your email address and let's stay in touch kind of thing. So
And then
then
you can't read their handwriting.
exactly. You get back to your hotel at night, you go home, and you can't read what they said, and then what is it that people have, people have email addresses that end with ymail. That one always threw me for a loop. I was like, they must mean G, but in fact there is a thing called ymail.
There is a Y mail. Yeah.
Exactly. It looks a lot like a G when people have handwriting. So you can't read what they have. So let's say they write it down accurately, and then let's say that in the transcription in the entering of the data into your database, you enter it accurately. So
Mhm.
if you're lucky enough to have no mistakes at either one of those stages,
Mhm.
let alone lose the notebook or spill your coffee on it kind of thing, now you have an email address, and then you
Right.
send an email address, and about 3 or 4% of the people who get the email actually open it, because Google's already working against you by
Right. With their
sorting.
promotion tab and their
Ex-
social tab, and they're filtering
exactly.
out your stuff.
Exactly. So you've played this great show. These people are interested, and here's an actual person who's saying, "I want to know when that artist is playing again," and you want them to know, and so you get their email
Absolutely.
address, and somewhere along the line, it either gets written down wrong, or it gets entered wrong, or it gets sent to them and it gets blocked, or they don't open it. So there's just so much opportunity for error and missing people. By using a Facebook Messenger code, by connecting with people on Facebook Messenger, not only do we know that when you send a message, you get open rates in the 90%, you get click-through rates that average 50%, and sometimes they're much higher. But
Mhm.
at your venues, you can use a little code like this. I don't know
Oh,
if you can
that's
see
cool.
my phone.
Yeah,
This
I
is
can see it.
this is a Messenger code. And you could actually take your phone right now and open Messenger, and you could scan this code right on your screen. You just
Okay.
open Messenger, you go to the People tab at the bottom of Messenger, and then at the top, you'll see a button that says Scan Code. You scan this code, and in 1 second,
Hmm.
you're connected to you're connected to this band on Messenger. So,
Oh, I
uh,
see it. Yeah,
oh,
it
did
does
you
say
just do it?
scan code.
There you go. And so that quickly, you have it open? Did you scan the code?
I have it
Um,
open.
okay,
I
here.
haven't scanned the code, but I
All
can
right,
do it now.
I'll put it right there, and then you can just
Okay.
scan the code
Oh, it's
to.
scanning.
There you go, and that quickly
Lost
you're
and
connected.
found.
There you go. Now you're
Very
connected to
cool.
Lost and Found, and that took about 1 second. And what happened is it's utterly and completely accurate, and
Hmm.
it's utterly and completely reliable. It's super easy for everyone because no one's had to download a new app. They haven't had to sign up and join anything or create a
Yeah,
user account or put in a password. They already have Messenger on their phone. So
right.
now you're playing a venue. Let's say you're at a coffee house. You just have a little lanyard, your friends who came with you have a little lanyard around their neck.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if you're at a larger thing like a festival, you have a lanyard. Maybe if you're at a coffee house, you just have a little laminated sheet of paper, in the size of an index card. And it's going around to the tables in the venue. And on the back, it has the instructions. Open Messenger, click on people, scan code. Boom. 1 second later, every single person in the venue is connected to you on Messenger.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then you're driving away from the venue after everybody's long since home, and you're still packing up your speakers and sorting out chords and hoping people aren't winding them wrong. And you load up your van, and then you send a message to everybody saying, "Hey, everybody, sure had a great time tonight. Can't wait to see you next time." And now
it's working when you're not actually on it.
Exactly.
And sending messages to people.
And then you can use conversation to engage people. So what's nice about Messenger is you can send a simple message. So for instance, if you have email as your way of reaching fans, you can't really send an email that says, "Hey, what do you prefer to, how do you like to listen to music? Apple or Amazon or Spotify?" Because no one's going to write back, open their computer, start an email, "Dear Simone, Apple, sincerely yours, the fan." You can do that.
That doesn't quite work.
Exactly. But if you send them a message using Facebook Messenger, it just says, "How do you like to listen to music?" And they see the bubbles at the bottom and they put Amazon. Well, now you assign a tag to that user. So now you know that when you have a new song that's on Amazon, or whether it's iTunes or whether it's Spotify or vinyl, maybe you find out who are your fans who listen to vinyl. So then when you do a run of 500 vinyl records, you already have 500 people. So the goal is now you're making music for your fans because you know who they are, as opposed to trying to find fans for your music. And so you can make a living at that for decades. And you don't really need more. I heard this TED talk by Amanda Palmer once, and she was talking about this very thing. I think she's the one who said, you need to be making music for your fans, not looking to find fans for your music. But she made an interesting point, and forgive me if it's a different person who made this point, but somehow it was connected to Amanda. She said, you only really need about 10,000 fans. If you have 10,000 fans, you're good basically for the rest of your career. Because if you make a record, and you know how it is in the indie business, you make a record, costs you, I don't know, 75 cents to make a CD kind of thing. And it's a little different now that, CDs are not the thing. So you have to, sort of, work with streaming and views and that kind of thing. But, people still buy vinyl. In the last
year, people are still buying CDs. A lot of my crowd, they're selling CDs when they go perform, because people want to take something home with them.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's when they sell.
And the margin on the CDs is huge. So, if you can just reach your fans, you're pretty well set. And it's always been the missing link, I think, for emerging artists. You know there are people who like your music. They're out there.
Yeah.
But you just can't reach them. And that's Facebook Messenger bridges that gap. And then when you reach them, you can start a conversation. And when you start a conversation, instead of just, sort of yell and sell marketing, I'm going to broadcast a message and you can either respond or not. Instead, you ask a question. You ask for their input. Do you like this or do you like that? You could even upload a couple of audio files and say, here's this song with just the piano, and here's the song when I had my friend who plays drums and another friend who plays bass. Which one do you prefer? Well, now you're building a relationship with your
Absolutely. Fans. Now you're engaging, and when they're engaging, you're much more connected.
Yeah, absolutely. And then they're more likely to invite their friends to your shows.
Absolutely. They become evangelists for your music.
Exactly. And it's just like we all know in the independent music business, nothing happens by magic. It's hard work. But what Facebook Messenger is, it makes it a little bit easier. At least if it doesn't make it easier, at least what it does is it makes your work pay off. So when you do the hard work, you get a return for it. You get connected to your fans.
Absolutely.
And when you send something out, they actually receive it. So.
Okay. So tell me how how we can reach you
Hmm.
and maybe get one of these bots
Yeah, sure.
for our
So,
audience.
yep. So you can go to our website, which is Stashimi, Stashimi. It's like sashimi but with a T.
With a
It's sort of
T.
related to the word stash. That's how the whole thing started, was stash. And then, we there's all kinds of copyright issues. You can't just have a company called Stash. I guess somebody
Okay.
already does. So we call it Stashimi, and
Okay.
you can go to our website and you can find us there. You can also always contact me. Yeah, you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Messenger, kind of thing. You can connect to Lost and Found. That's the band I used to play in. I'm
Okay.
available there. And you can, I have an email address and a phone number and that kind of thing. And you're, of course, very welcome to share that with your fans.
Absolutely. I will be posting that on my website so everybody can
Oh, perfect. That would be
contact
great.
you.
All
So,
the listeners. Yeah, good.
yeah. Okay. So
Fantastic.
thank you so much, Michael. I
Yeah.
really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to seeing you
I'll
again
see you in Nashville for
in
sure. Okay.
Nashville.
Great. All right. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.